So, who are you? Who are you really? That is the premise of The Greatest Secret by Rhonda Byrne. I loved the original Greatest Secret, The Secret from 2006. Love the movie, love the book. In this one, she is a little bit more contemplative in a lot of her sharings. The greatest secret basically comes down to one big idea that sort of encompasses all that you are. I'll kind of leave it as that so I don't give you a spoiler for the book. Each chapter has a nice summary to it, which I think is really cool. It kind of gives you 7 or 8 different bullet points, maybe upwards of 10 different bullet points as it summarizes each chapter. She starts with a quote from Anthony DeMello. The only way that someone can be of help to you is by challenging your ideas. And I think this will definitely challenge some ideas. Certainly, it did challenge some ideas for me. Whenever I do book summaries, and this was actually the first book I read when I did a once a day, reading a complete book a day for a year challenge a few years back. And I didn't make it through the entire year, but this was the first book that I started with. And I made it through a book a day for about the first 4 months. So pretty impressive load of knowledge I've kind of picked up and I've been trying to implement ever since and reading as often as I can. So I think that's true. So the only way that someone can be of help to you is by challenging your ideas. And this will definitely challenge some of those ideas. You are not your mind, she says. The voice in your head is not you, yet you probably believed it for most of your life. So who are you really then? If you're not your mind, you're not your body, you're not the thoughts that are in your head, are you really the person you think you are? The ego, the imagined self, the pretend self, the separate self. She kind of goes through all of those. So it all comes down to that, really figuring out or recognizing, if you will, who you are, what that means, and then how you manage your emotions from there. And then each chapter is summarized at the end, which I really love. Like the chapter 2 summary here, it just has simple little bullet points walking you through. um, and actually, this one is 2.5 pages, and the summary, just the summary. So I love that. So it's really clear on the takeaways. Things like who you really are is unlimited, which means absolutely nothing has power over you. Instead of looking outward to the world for happiness, we need to turn inward. And it's only in that direction that we will find everything that we're looking for. So lots of summaries like that. A lot of times when I read a book, I like to also kind of challenge myself with things that I question. That I'm like, is that really true? I don't know if I really understand that. And one of those challenges came up in this book for me as well. To the question of, she says here on page 110, so when you next experience a negative feeling sweeping over you, remember that no matter how it might appear to you, you're experiencing it because you already have it inside of you, not because an outside person or circumstance caused it. And then she goes on to elaborate. So, what I like about this book is that it encourages us to get to know our true self. What I didn't like is kind of contemplating some of these deeper questions that I'm not quite sure she parses out the answers to, and maybe that's just a matter of pushing us on our journey. What I learned from this is a lot about awareness, and I love the way that she summarizes things in the back of each chapter. And then one of the things I think I can immediately implement is to sort of be present to the moment and peaking my awareness for what's happening in the moment and in the day. So there's my short little summary review of The Greatest Secret, and I hope you enjoy.